That's not the theme song. That's just me getting ready.
No, you know what is the theme song?
Yayo, 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 ho ho, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
And
the theme song goes here.
The theme song.
Or back there.
Do you want to test that my mic level isn't fucked?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Wait. Can you talk a little more?
I'm talking a little more.
You're a little quiet,
Mic
but
levels.
mic levels. This is great for the podcast. Can you talk a little more? You're really loud now.
Oh, no.
Well, that's because I was eating the microphone. I'll
All
be
right.
talking like this.
I think you're good now.
Okay.
We'll find out. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
And there's a historian over there who's not part of the podcast. but
Legally.
is on a microphone. It's been a week since you heard our sultry tones.
Yeah, we took a week off.
Sorry.
Life happens.
Hey.
How do these intros work?
Hey, everybody. You've been listening. You've been listening. You've been reaching out. We've got 2 more emails at the end of this, which is great.
Oh, my God. So you have to listen to the whole thing.
Yes, for sure, to get those juicy goods.
Good emails.
We are officially going to be making social media this week because we realized when we have moments like this past week where we can't record, we have no way of reaching out to people to be like, hey, just so you know, we didn't just stop doing this forever. We're just, life got in the way. Shit happens. And
Yeah.
Hey, what's the just for my mental note?
Yeah.
What's the record for previous podcast endeavors? What's the usual episode cap that we hit?
I have
not a lot.
the most podcast episodes for one
Wait,
podcast
hold on.
I've done is 15. So like we're halfway there.
Hold on. I may have that. Hold on. I'm looking up numbers.
He's looking up numbers. I can't tell if I'm really loud. I feel like I'm really loud, but I'm not.
I mean, if you guys listen to my voice, you can listen to the podcast that I haven't. And Matt's on, actually.
Oh.
Last of the Neighborhood Radio
Yeah.
got to 33 episodes.
Yeah, and I was on the last couple
Yeah.
as for
Matt
Ralphie
killed-
Jawan.
Matt killed that podcast.
Sorry. Hello, my name is Matt. I am the podcast killer. Thank you for listening.
But
you
not-
are wonderful people.
Not that. How many episodes? What episode is this?
This is episode. Oh man, we forgot. This
12,
I believe this
8.
is episode 7 of the
That's
Fun Piece
Pretty good.
podcast.
We're gonna have so many episodes.
We previously, I did an addendum at the previous episode that we were going to be watching and recording episodes 31 One Piece episodes 31 to 38 for this current episode we are in. But it was the first part of the Arlong arc, and boy, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. That's
is-
an understatement.
I'm very excited to talk about that. But there's a lot to unpack. So we're gonna actually chop it into 2 episodes. So there will be, this week will be 31 to 30 episodes of One Piece 31 to 34, and then next week's will be episodes 35 to 38, and then the next week, ideally, we will do the second half of the Arlong arc.
Yeah, which I think is just going to be a lot of punching.
Yeah, it seems like
based
it's
on
going to
what
be a lot of punching.
based on what we saw.
There's a reason for that as well. Myself and the historian are getting married this coming weekend.
Oh my God.
Spoilers, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. Spoilers. So we're going to be away next week. So we're to keep the Fun Piece content going. We're going to be.
What Matt is saying is he's a coward and won't record the podcast on the honeymoon.
Yeah, I won't record the podcast on the honeymoon. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm actually trying to take a break. Something that never happens.
But don't you worry, because next Tuesday at some point, I'm going to be streaming on my Twitch channel, which I think is at Blast Ray Gun or something. I don't know.
believe so.
If you follow at Fun Piece Podcast on Twitter, I will be posting on there when that time will be. And I'm going to be playing some PS2 and Game Boy Advance One Piece games. I already did some research into ones that are around this arc, kind of. I
That's
definitely was
incredible.
looking at some, and there's some people with some faces that I didn't recognize.
That's incredible. I did not realize that those games existed, and that's awesome. So yeah, we have social media officially as of like 2 minutes ago.
I literally just made it when Matt was saying some stuff.
Yeah. So thank you all for enjoying the ride. I'm excited to. There's at least 2 emails from folks from the past week and a half. So very excited to chat about that. And we're very excited to talk about episodes 31 to 34 of the One Piece. Should we just jump into it?
Yeah.
Do we have anything else? Any other housekeeping?
I don't think so. Sanji does suck now.
I disagree.
You really? I just don't understand the foundation for his relationship with Nami.
I don't understand the foundation of his relationship with Nami. How I think it's simply him simping super hard. However, I very much appreciate the dialogue and the sort of
Did you appreciate him being every middle-aged white person on Facebook when something bad happens, where he's like, I'm just going to get all these, I'm just feeling happy right now so I can send all these good
Put out
vibes.
these good vibes to Nami because she really needs them right now.
Okay. Just we're gonna get there next week. There's definitely from the later episodes of this first half of the arc. There's definitely like a whole section where Sanji just like, yes, he's simping over Nami and her sister, but he says some like fucking great ass shit.
Okay.
And I was just like, I know it's like because he is simping so hard, but I was just like, this is good shit. This is good shit.
Sanji in those moments falls into a trope I think a lot of the One Piece characters fall into, which is idiot savant.
Yeah, they are all pretty.
I mean, literally, sorry, this is spoilers for.
Even Nami is kind of an idiot.
Oh, for sure.
With a very clear focus.
Yeah, they all have very clear focuses. Seriously, though, like that's for next week. We're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in next week's episode. But for now.
Yeah. We're on episode 31, which I titled New Outro in this one, and a Betrayal, I guess.
I guess, yeah. Fucking Sanji immediately simping.
Yeah.
Immediate, just like, oh my god.
We'll get to the background MVP as it happens in this one, because I think it's who do you think the background MVP in this is?
Is it Momu?
No,
Damn.
too prominent.
Oh, too prominent. So there's
Momu.
all right. There's
exactly who it is.
I know that like usually background MVP is a character that does not it's a character that does not talk.
Oh no, they can talk.
Okay.
That's not. There's a guy who talks later on who gets to be background MVP.
All right, cool. I know that there's a character named Shu, but I was calling him Big Lips Phil. Anyway, I got really excited every time he appeared, even though I was definitely just calling him Big Lips
Is
Phil.
it chew? Because that's the sound. That's like the Japanese onomatopoeia for kissing.
I think so.
Chew.
I think so, but I just Big Lips Phil, baby.
Big lips, Phil.
Anyway, so we are arriving at Arlong Park.
Yep. But we start with Yasuko warning Luffy and Sanji about Arlong, and he goes into a whole thing about it and talks about fishmen and 7 warlords.
Yeah, he says Arlong is one of the 7 warlords of the pirates, and they and something else rule over the Grand Line. I don't know what he said about the something else.
Mihawk is one of them.
Hawkeye Mihawk. Arlong.
Okay, yeah.
And then I guess the 7 warlords are government-sanctioned pirates, so they give government a cut of their treasure.
Yeah, it's like privateer type things.
Yeah. Bunch of bullshit.
During this
Fucking
conversation,
Marines.
Luffy is like, "Oh, fishmen, do they look like this?" And he draws top half fish, bottom half man on a piece of paper.
The perfect mermaid.
And they talk about how
merman.
Nami is from the Fish Islands.
Yeah.
And Luffy's like, "Oh, does that mean Nami's a fish person?" And then he draws a picture of Nami as a fish, which is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's just the same drawing with hair, and I think Nami's name on it. That's my background MVP for this episode. It's so good. And it's just, there's a lot happening when he reveals it. Sanji gets very upset about it. It's absolute disgrace. Sorry, am I too loud?
No, you're fine. You're good. I can adjust levels here.
Like, Luffy draws this not as like a mocking thing, but concerned that it might be the truth about Nami, that she's a fish person, because like you can see that he's sweating and has bloodshot eyes when he reveals the image. Like he's horrified.
So concerned.
Yeah.
And Sanji's pissed.
And then this is, the first one, he's just like all about it. He's really happy.
Yeah. And he's like,
I will post these to Twitter.
Oh, yeah. You can post the background MVPs on Twitter now. That's so exciting.
Background MVPs.
The wonders of social media.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing, but also a terrible thing. Do you think we're going to, sorry, this is a tangent. Do you think we're going to get like embroiled in like terrible back and forths on Twitter about One Piece?
It's only going to be if anybody says shit about Mary, then I will go at them.
Well, what if I say shit about Mary?
I'll go at you on the podcast.
Can I ask you to do something on the Twitter specifically?
Is it change the profile icon to Mary?
Well, one, you can do that. I think it's a good idea, and it's a nice courtesy that I've found a lot of people on One Piece Twitter do, that in their handle, after their name, they put @ and then whatever arc they are currently on. So when people talk to them, they don't accidentally spoil anything.
Oh,
So you guys can put you are at Arlong Park. That way people don't accidentally be like, look at this cool art I found. It's of this major character you haven't met yet.
Oh.
Okay. That's helpful.
How do you do that?
It's just when you adjust your name on Twitter, you can change your name on Twitter as many times as you want.
So our @ is still Fun Piece
Your
Podcast.
@ is still, but the name on it is,
Oh, hey everybody. I've been on Twitter since 2010, and I'm just learning how to do things. I'm a millennial.
What, like in parentheses? This is a live Twitter edit profiling.
No.
Profile
You can
edit.
just
this
put your
is
name
great.
and then the @ symbol.
It's great. The
then
people can listen to the
Arlong-
beeping
Arlong
of Twitter on your phone. It's so good.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, no, it's good. No, it's like the It's great.
I thought I was on the Wi-Fi.
I don't know, maybe. Hey everybody.
Is it constant?
We're taking a
How did the
So all right,
Three
I'm
adults
gonna
navigate the internet.
bio?
so
I'll do this. It's fine. I'll do this later.
yeah.
It's fine.
It's literally, this isn't difficult. What is
Oh no, I changed it.
Okay.
It's just I got overwhelmed because I saw the other options. I don't know how old we are.
We're like 2 months, a month.
Octoman. I don't know.
Arlong.
we see Arlong and his fish people.
He's got a sword nose. Is he a swordfish? That's what I want to know.
I think so.
Or
He's
is he
definitely like a
sawfish.
He's like a, I don't know, or like a goblin shark or something.
Yeah.
He's definitely a shark man.
Yeah, for sure. Are they? Maybe we'll find this out at some point. Are they like mutated? Because they call themselves like a different species than the humans. Are they like mutated humans who mutated into things? Did a fish fuck a dude and then like?
Or maybe
there
they're
we
just
go.
like the fact that there's a big cow snake in the ocean.
Yeah, Mary's half sheep.
Yeah.
The fucking what's his name? Colonel what's his fuck from the Marines is a fucking mouse.
Yeah, he's a weird mouse man. He's not like as much mouse as Mary is sheep.
Yeah, that's fair. He's got the ears and the whiskers though.
It's like a hood.
But they could just be his anyway. Also, Nami is approaching Arlong's like hideout castle thing, and then some kids just like, I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm gonna go get my revenge on Arlong, and then she just pulls a full size like fucking bow staff out of her breasts and just like.
And we see where this learned behavior and why she thinks it's okay to beat children comes from later.
Oh!
I thought a lot about how Nami's reaction is just to hit people. This is clearly just a learned
from her
behavior
surrogate mother. Yeah. We will talk about that in next week's episode. She's the one lady, and all those fishmen.
Yeah, and they seem to respect her.
They respect her.
We find out this like navigation.
She's not fish.
She's not fish.
Not fish.
We cut over to Zoro,
Usopp
and Johnny.
Yeah.
Arriving, and I just have the quote, "Let's attack." From Zoro.
Yep.
They're just like, we should sneak up and stuff. He's like, let's attack. So they tie him down to the ship. And then they just bail on it when they see some fishmen.
They just leave him there, and then the fishmen take him hostage. Take Zoro hostage.
Yeah, this arc in general feels like a D&D campaign. Where like you get into like one person's, I mean, everybody's got tragic backstories.
Yeah.
Everybody. Except for Luffy so far, but who knows?
I feel like the worst thing is he watched fucking
Shanks, his arm.
Shanks
get
get his
bit
arm
off.
get bit off.
But
It's like the
yeah,
worst
not
part of it.
not like the word. But yeah, it's just kind of like every like
The
Zoro
worst part, you watch some guy lose his
That's
fucking
fine.
arm.
Listen,
Pretty
in the
bad.
grand
He
scheme
almost
of things,
drowned in the ocean. Anyway. Oh, it's only that.
It's fine. We're working on a spectrum now, where that is like, oh yeah, it's like a day.
Yeah, that's no problem.
That's somebody's day.
Totally
Normal.
fine.
What the fuck was I talking about?
It's a D&D campaign.
Oh yeah, it's just like this. Like so much of it is like Zoro goes to the left, and then Usopp goes to the right, and then Zoro goes to the right, while Usopp goes around up the mountain and down the hill.
Yeah.
Over, and like they just keep missing each other until they converge.
Yeah. I appreciate though, and I said this later, everything happens so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Which like I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it doesn't happen so fast, but just the way I'm watching, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking, this is going, baby.
It's got a good page to it.
Oh yeah. We find out that the Gosa Village buildings are all upside down, and just completely wrecked. Johnny just wants to wait for Yosaku and Luffy to show up. I wrote, why does everyone have hammers?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hammer violence.
Yeah, like
Because
everyone had a
they
fucking
hammer Zoro,
Yeah,
and then
like the villagers have hammers.
Nojiko hammers Usopp.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah, that's
Is hammer like the weapon of choice in this world, or is that just this
the equivalent of
particular-
like are they utility hammers like we have utility knives?
everybody's?
I don't know if it's like a specific village thing. You do see a lot of townspeople gang violence in
Yeah.
One Piece, is what I'll call it.
I'm gonna kudos to these friggin' townspeople, cause like, what village is it? Gosa village. Like they are just like pretty ready at the drop of a pin, just to be like, yeah, you know what? Let's go die fighting fishmen. I'm into this. Like what? Like one dude even yells in the background of a later episode. He's like, I mean, well, if one of you is going to go do it, they're just going to kill all of us. So yeah, let's go. Like, they're all so chill.
Well, I think that's Nami's village. The Gosa village is just like decimated.
Oh, okay. So the Gosa. So what is Nami's village?
Kokoyashi.
Kokoyashi. I'm not going to remember that. I don't think it's that important.
It's kind of important, but we'll talk about it later. We get to the end of the episode, and the giant sea creature Momu smells Sanji's food as he's cooking it. Zoro's captured. The big reveal: Nami is an Arlong pirate all along.
Yeah, absolute betrayal.
Absolute betrayal.
pretty cool
What the
Arlong.
fuck, Nami? You've been a pirate this whole time, saying you're not a pirate.
But
But
things happen.
Things are happening, and there's a reason and intention behind it. Fuck.
Matt, do you like Arlong's voice? Do you think he sounds like a cool guy?
I have been trying to figure out who he voices because I can't.
It's very familiar. I was thinking it was Jet from Cowboy Bebop, but it's not.
Arlong?
Yeah, it is a Dragon Ball Z, prominent Dragon Ball Z voice actor.
I've been trying to figure out.
From the Boo Saga.
Is it Mr. Satan?
It's Mr. Satan.
It's Mr. Satan! Oh
Arlong
my
is
God.
Hercule Satan. That's why he sounds like such a badass.
I've been trying to figure out who the fuck this fucking guy is, and I was
Chris-
just like, oh, of course, it's fucking
Chris
Mr.
Rager
Satan.
or Chris Rager? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Rager. I like Rager.
Yeah.
Go, Mr.
So Arlong's got a good voice.
Jesus.
I've got some things happen that make me like second guess it, but like for a lot of this, I was like, maybe Arlong's not the worst. Maybe he's gonna be like a bad guy who helps out the like main character. But I mean, maybe it still happens. He only killed one person.
I think he killed a lot of people. He killed the entire Gosa village.
I think Momu did that.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk about that more later because I got really excited.
Did you see his bucket hat in the flashback? I don't know.
Why isn't the flashback?
Arlong's got drip, and I feel like he's okay.
They go to the flashback, and everyone's got like cool, like fun, like Hawaiian, like tropical print, like button-up T-shirts,
Yeah.
and having like they're on fucking vacation.
You know what I'm going to hate most about this arc being done is that we're going to lose clearly the best design Zoro's ever going to have, which is just like casual, open Hawaiian shirt, like button up.
Yeah.
So good. What are we doing?
How you? What? You're smiling about something, historian.
Is it about bucket hats? There's a
about
lot of
bucket
bucket
hats?
hats in this show.
Are there One Piece bucket hats for sale somewhere?
Do the bucket hats go down once we leave the early 2000s?
This is so many questions at once, and I'm not gonna lie, I phased out a little because I was looking at Twitter. Can we start? What was question number one?
Question number one is: are there One Piece bucket hats for sale?
Oh, there absolutely are at any given point. If you go into my Safari tabs on my phone, I do have a saved bucket hat that you have not made it to Tony Chopper yet.
No.
But
I'm
it's
very
his,
excited for Tony
But it's
Chopper.
his bucket hat.
He wears a bucket hat.
He wears like a top hat, kind of, but it's a bucket hat for sale that I want.
All right, I'll remember this for a later gift giving occasion.
I cannot.
Today is the last recording of a podcast before we're married legally. Spoilers.
And what bride doesn't wear a Tony Chopper bucket hat?
If
on
I
their
can't
wedding
walk down the aisle wearing that, what's the fucking point?
all right, moving on to episode 32.
I want to say, TikTok has figured out that I'm into One Piece
Yeah.
in a very confusing way. I just keep getting images of Tony Chopper crying, screaming, and I'm gonna hand it to One Piece. They do really good ugly cries. Nobody looks good crying, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But then it's like Tony Chopper doing that, and then like it'll like it's like Can We Get Much Higher song, and then yeah, and then it scrolls the image, and then it'll be like Shrek screaming, and then it'll like, but it's all like somebody traced over the same image, and I don't know if it's spoiling anything, but it's very confusing.
Yeah.
I also downloaded a One Piece mobile game because I was bored today at work, and don't do it.
Okay.
Because it tried to show me a lot of plot stuff, which just confused me more. And it was like, you earned your first free character. And it was just like fat Luffy. And he had no eyebrows.
Oh,
And a lot of hands.
interesting.
Yeah. I'm sharing that spoiler with you because I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know what that is either. What I do know is that we are 24 minutes into the podcast and we've talked about one episode.
Okay, but hear me out. What if we had a new segment where the historian shows us a picture out of context from the future and we try to figure out what is happening?
That's kind of a fun segment.
What is the segment?
If you show us a picture from the future out of context and we try to decipher what it is.
Maybe not necessarily You try to figure out what it is, and you also take a guess. I want Price is Right rules, highest without going over, for what episode number it's from.
All right.
Oh, I like
Can you
that.
come up with an image for when we're done
today?
recapping for right now?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Hey,
yeah.
everybody.
Anyway.
We'll have to post the photo to Twitter, like the image that.
Yeah, we'll do
There's
that.
a lot of tweeting we have to do. All right. Episode 32, Luffy. And
I bet that Luffy
Yosaku.
eats 5 more devil fruits and he gets really fat. Episode 32, pinwheel hat and handlebar mustache.
Yes.
Background MVP, Dr. Grandpa.
Oh, Dr. Grandpa's so fucking
I almost
good.
chose Dr. Grandpa like for every episode because Dr. Grandpa's the best motherfucking character.
He evolves too. It's so fucking
I didn't
good.
think he was gonna get to talk that much. It's me, Dr. Grandpa, kids.
So it just starts with Luffy and
They eat some
Yosaku.
food.
They're eating. Yeah.
Yeah, Momo shows up. He's like, "I'm gonna eat the food," and Luffy immediately punches it in the
Yeah.
face.
And he's like, I feel so bad for that fucking cowfish.
Yeah,
Trying to live his life.
and then Sanji was gonna give it food, but then he kicks it in the throat because he's like, "No, that thing was gonna try to eat me." I don't really, I didn't get that from that, but
Just no fear whatsoever from any of them. They're like, oh, look at this giant monster.
yeah, I I do get a kick out of the like, yeah, our heroes are like way over leveled for whatever zone they're in right now.
It works because, you know, I feel like they're way overpowered for the encounters they are doing, but then they end up fucking it up some way that's like really
Yeah, because they're
idiotic.
so dumb. It's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, we flash over and Nojiko saves Usopp.
Yeah.
Najiko? Nojiko?
Najiko.
Najiko.
I wrote her down as the real Blue Nami.
The real Blue Nami. Wow. Wow.
We meet
full circle.
Yeah, wait, what happened with Usopp? How did he end up there?
He was
gonna
away.
he was gonna shoot the fish man and then she knocks him out with the hammer.
Yes.
We meet, was it Chabo? The kid?
Oh,
Is
I
there?
I didn't get the kid's name.
Oh.
I did not care.
I just
about
wrote Chabo, those fishmen killed his daddy.
I didn't care about that child. I'm sorry.
There's
I like the kid's like, I want revenge because he killed my dad. And then
Yeah.
Najiko's just like, well, go fucking die then.
she's like, then die, and Usopp has a spit take. Like just turns into a fountain.
the kid's just like, what?
Najiko talks a lot about revenge against Arlong, and I wrote, what is this melodrama island? There's a part where I got confused and I had to rewind because Najiko is like, that stupid cow or something. And she just is talking about Nami. I thought she was talking about the actual giant cow that exists in the world, but we learned that they're foster sisters.
Yeah.
And this world has I thought it was like, is there a formal foster care system? There's not.
No, there's
As
not.
far as
No. It's these are my kids now.
You
I'm
just
gonna take
you find stray children, and those are yours.
yeah, first come first serve kind of thing.
These 3 kids pretend they're pirates. They're the Mirepoix kids. I'm their dad now. Sorry. I'm calling them the Mirepoix kids. Did the Mirepoix kids come back? They were on the Usopp.
The vegetable
Usopp's
kids,
Village
onion,
vegetables.
carrot, and green
Carrot,
pepper.
celery, and onion, whatever.
Fuck did you just say?
His name is Pepper, I think, but I'm
Not-
calling him celery.
Not in the last 600 episodes that I've watched can I remember them coming back.
The
They might come
last-
back before that. The first like 300 or so episodes of One Piece are a little fuzzy to me because I watched them in high school.
That's fair. The Usopp pirates have to come back, though. I feel like that's like prime material.
It's like Usopp is like being crucified by the devil fruit god itself, and then the Usopp pirates show up.
They're frying
And
pans in hand.
they've all eaten the devil vegetables.
All right. Anyway. I fucking love. Okay, can we jump back? Nami and Arlong are like talking shit.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, she. Yeah.
Zoro just jumps into the water after being tied up.
He
And
like
then
makes dead eye contact with her and is just like, nah, and just
and just jumps in the water. And then one of the fishmen just goes, "What an asshole! Now I don't get to kill him."
Oh, I missed that line. That's amazing.
I was like, oh my god, they just like what an asshole.
This show has a lot of good use of ass and asshole.
Yeah.
And there's lots
so
of like
good.
just like Zoro stopping off and being like that asshole, like just
Yeah. And then Nami saves Zoro, and he just says, "You're really just a nice girl who can't watch one guy die."
yeah. And she's like, "How'd you know I was gonna save you?" He's like, "I don't know, I just figured." Again, these guys all thrive on the fact that they have no self-preservation, except for I guess Usopp and Nami.
Yeah.
They seem to be the only two so far who are like, "I can die." The rest of them are just like, whatever happens, happens.
Yep. Zoro gets locked up, then Nami cuts him free.
Yep. We meet Genzo, the pinwheel military man. Like,
Genso's a fucking man. I like
yeah,
Genso.
he's like Waluigi before he hit the bottle or something. Like,
He's svelte Waluigi.
yeah,
Or
like the fact that he's got a
thick Waluigi.
he's got the uniform and then like the nice short shorts. I wrote these like notes as I'm watching.
Sure.
I wrote, I would be so distracted talking to this man. That does come up later.
Yeah.
There's one character who notices he's got a little pinwheel on his hat. Total straight putt, like he's covered in scars.
Yeah.
Like Frankenstein put together.
Oh yeah.
He's great. He's hoarding weapons, and Arlong comes and like sets him straight about that. Usopp
Tries to do an exploding star.
Yeah, did you catch Usopp peeking around the corner
No.
at this part? So him and Najika are like peeking around the corner, and it shows them from the back, and Usopp is just completely horizontal, like planking in midair, like holding himself up for some reason. So he's got
That's
some
incredible.
crazy upper body strength.
He's got that core.
Yeah, and then he shoots the exploding star onto Arlong and really pisses Arlong off.
Yep.
Is that when Arlong starts to like
He starts to get into like a rage.
and like wrecking the building and
Yeah. And then the rest of the fishermen like grab him and they're like, "Come on, boss, not yet."
yeah, we can't afford another loss.
Yeah, he's like, you don't wreck the whole town because we won't get their money.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm like, this is like the first time that like the crew of the bad guy is not like as they're like strong or as strong as the captain.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, all the other pirates that they've dealt with so far are
And like really wimpy or like dumb. and
Yeah.
stuff. These guys, like he's got some like main crony. He's got like his Frieza squad.
yeah, he's got his like three main cronies and then
like one of them's dumb.
three main cronies.
This is Hachan, Chu, and then other guy.
Big Lips Phil.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Chew.
Yeah.
Choose Big Lips Phil.
And then there's the guy who
That
killed
other-
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, the buff guy.
Yeah, the Stingray Man.
The Stingray
I'm playing a lot of Splatoon 3, and it's weird like watching these buff fish people. I'm like, they should have brought some of this in. Where's the crossover?
You guys got those. We cut back to Luffy and them, and they they just have Momu attached to the front of the ship.
Yeah, it's completely tamed.
Yeah, and they're just like, "Let's go!" And then we see Zoro also sitting at Arlong's house, just having murdered everyone.
Yeah, all these fishmen dead. He's just sitting on the throne like Conan the Barbarian.
Just fucking bored, just like
Yeah.
hanging out. So
Again,
good.
it's like weird. Yeah, we haven't seen what Arlong can fully do other than
Yeah.
eat a cannonball, but
like,
he's got to be real tough if he's going to take these guys on.
yeah, for sure. I mean, he must go when he goes into his rage. He must be like super fucking strong, like way more. strong.
Or he's like creative. I don't know. Well,
But it's fascinating. Yeah, I mean, like Zoro got fucked up by Hawkeye Mihawk,
like straight on.
but like he's like never again.
Yeah.
And then he's just got all these like super powerful fishmen, and he's just like dead.
Yeah. He's. I mean, they learn that. I don't know if it's this episode or not, but they learn there's like, oh, Zoro, like the pirate hunter Zoro was here. He must have come for Arlong, and they're actually like, there's like a tinge of intimidation. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they're
he's
like,
got a, you know,
I think that's this episode we're talking about right now. 33.
Episode 33. Episode title, Usopp dies, if the episode title is anything to go by. Background MVP, Luffy. I figured it was going to happen eventually. I figured it's this one.
Yeah,
I don't
great.
remember what Luffy does in this episode. I don't think it's anything. He might crash a boat. No, is that the next one?
I think that's at the end of this episode. That's at the end of this episode. Because they just, Luffy's having a great time with the boat. Sanji's like posing. Yosuke's just like terrified in the boat. And then we just cut away from them. We don't see him again until the next.
Yeah.
Arlong's all pissed off because he got grabbed by his boys, and he's like, "Come on!" And they're like, "Boss, you can't do that."
Yeah. Just dragging him.
Yeah. And then Usopp's leading the fishmen into the woods. He tricks them by
perfectly lining himself with a tree, and his hair becomes a nest for a bird. Mm-hmm. He's one with nature.
It's beautiful.
Then does he fall off a...
He falls off the cliff.
Yeah, he falls off the cliff, and then Chew is like interrogating someone.
Big Lips Phil's over there.
Big Lips Phil.
He turns around and he's like, "I want to kiss."
Chew. He's like a really gruff, cool guy voice too.
Yeah.
It's like, we have to find the intruders.
Yeah, he's got a
Chew.
He's got a great voice. That's why I wanted Big Lips Phil. Do you like Big Lips Phil?
What's your opinion on Big Lips Phil?
Indifferent.
Powerful.
Zoro's bored as fuck after killing a bunch of guys. And Hachi,
He's-
the octopus man.
Is trying to fish,
Yeah.
but he caught himself. The most fearsome fish in the ocean.
I mean, hey, he is a fish. He did catch something.
Yeah.
So, with his 3 fishing rods.
And he meets Zoro, who just like leans over the ledge and is like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
I forget what Hachi says, but there's like a back and forth where like Hachi is like about to ask who Zoro is, and Zoro just doesn't respond.
Yeah.
And every time Hachi asks who he is, he's like, "Oh, I'm Hachi." Like he just has to respond to himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there.
He's just a very helpful fella.
Yeah, he likes
He's
to
a nice guy.
carry people in a big jar.
Yeah. A little octopus jar thing. It's great. And he's like, You're a guest of the boss? Oh, I'll just bring you on over to find the boss. It'll be great. And then they do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he just literally just takes Zoro over to the village as Usopp. Did Usopp get captured? Yeah, Usopp gets captured and is just being dragged.
Yeah, it's just like they like just missed each other.
Yeah.
For some reason, I noticed in this episode, I didn't notice it really in any other episode, but this episode, they just kept cutting back really ominously to the Arlong flag. Like, I feel like they were just like, oh, we need to get some like extra time in there for like
probably.
we didn't write a lot for this episode, so like in between every scene, can we just have like 5 seconds of the Arlong flag?
It definitely comes up later, but I feel like it's usually like Arlong flag, then what's Arlong doing?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah. Probably. Not a lot happens in this episode, so I can see why they need the padding.
Yeah, I mean the fishermen are suspicious of Nami, and she's like, "Why the fuck you be suspicious of me?"
Where are they
Bitch?
finding her map?
They find her map, her paper.
Yeah. And they threaten to, like, I think Arlong stabs at Usopp, and we find out his nose is prehensile because
he just rolls it up.
folds in on itself. Which is crazy. I hope that comes up later.
Yeah. I was wondering at this point, I wrote the note, how did Arlong procure a Kokoyashi village? Which we find out later how he did it, which is very similar to how people become parents in this world, where you just say, I'm their parent now. Where he's like, I own this village now.
Also, like, how much money did this village have? Because he's been here for 8 years collecting money. Like, they don't go anywhere.
I was wondering too, I was like, how do they get the money into the village? Because obviously, like,
I figured it would just be like, I don't even understand how this village had money in the first place. It seems like it'd be like a barter system.
yeah.
Unless they're exporting the tangerines.
Oh, that would probably be it. They'd be stealing from Nashiko.
Something. I don't know.
Zoro immediately gets to the villagers and they're like, "Oh, the Arlong just took everybody this way," and he's like, "Fuck, I just got here. That was just where I was."
And rushes off. God, yeah, there's like a bunch of commotion with Nami, and then
They find all the dead fishmen.
Hachi comes back and is like, "What's going on?" He's horrified, and then Usopp tries to like do a sneak attack, and then Nami bonks him on the head.
Yep.
Then he does a smoke star.
Yep. And then in the middle of the smoke star,
Nami appears.
and she says, like, "Fucking, why'd you have to do that?"
She's like, "Listen here, you little bitch," and then she stabs him in the gut.
She stabs him in the gut, and he
Allegedly.
falls in the water. Allegedly. And Johnny watched the whole murder.
He's like, "Oh my god, big sister Nami killed big brother Usopp."
And then Arlong says, "I'd rather cut my stomach open and die than break a promise involving money. That's the kind of man I am."
And he's going to say that a lot.
He says that so many times.
He's the kind of fish man who doesn't break a promise when it's related to money.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just peeked there hard.
That's fine. They're here to listen to the peaks and the valleys. Am I right, folks? Am I right? Sorry, that was serious.
This is the point where the boat just gets launched by Momu and is just flying across the island.
Well, they're going straight for Arlong Park, and then Momu sees it and then just veers out of the way.
Yeah.
And then, launches them into the air. And they just fucking
There's like
nail Zoro.
it's a great shot of just like them, like you just see like first person boat view, and it's just like going through a bunch of trees, and then like Zoro's just running and just like quickly looks like, what? He just gets nailed.
He just smashes, and then Luffy's just like standing there in the smoke, and he just goes, "Awesome, we're here, guys."
He just walks forward and everything works out for him.
And then we see a mysterious figure covered in cloth saying, "Am I a ghost?"
Yeah, I wrote a mysterious shrouded not Usopp walks on the beach.
Am I a ghost? No, you're not. You're not a ghost.
I can't remember the context for this, but I wrote down, does this take place in the same universe as Doug? You know the show Doug?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody in this show looks a lot like
The
characters in Doug.
Interesting.
I don't know if it was the Fishmen. Like, I feel like a lot of Doug characters could be
Yeah.
like Mr. Dink?
Yeah.
His neighbor could be a fish man.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. And then like Roger Klotz. He's got that pointy
Oh
nose.
my god, yeah. Like they just
Yeah.
it feels like
Hey everybody, send us an email or just send us a message on Twitter if you think
draw us some fan art of Roger Klotz as a captain of a pirate ship.
Yeah. Or draw us some fan fiction of Roger Klotz getting pegged by Nami. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're on the
Sorry, Fun Piece Reddit. Sorry. I told you we lean into the smut. I'm sorry, historian. Please.
When would you like your screenshot guess?
Well, we have one more episode. Can we do it after one more episode?
Yes, I'm going to send it to you now, both in Discord. Just wait to look at it.
Oh, Discord. Nice. Is it a new Discord?
No, I'm just sending it to you guys.
Okay. We've been talking about. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it
Episode 34.
later. Episode 34. Nami
Guys.
appears.
Oh, that's your title? All right. I didn't know. That's fine. I didn't want to give one.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, it's fine. I've been kind of hogging the titles. Do you want to come up with some?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Mine was Usopp didn't actually die, you guys. False alarm. It wasn't very good anyway.
Mine. I would take. I'm gonna take a line from the show, and it will be my title, and it's "Love is like a hurricane."
Much like life. Love is like. Is that something that Sanji says?
That is how he says, "Love is like a hurricane," so back off.
That's good. That's good. It's absolute nonsense language.
Yeah. Nami just appears where they just destroyed their boat.
Yeah. Nami is really good at just appearing places. Like she doesn't have to travel the same way everybody else does. She just gets there.
I say that later. Like the pacing of everything was just so quick, where it's just like, oh, this person was just over here dealing with this, and then it cuts back, and it's like now they're there.
It's a very small island.
Yeah.
I think. Like that's the sense I get. Everything is very close together.
Yep.
Man, is this when Johnny is like, yeah, Nami killed Usopp, and then Luffy gets really angry and is like, the fuck she did? No.
Yeah.
You liar. Like,
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
And then she appears behind, and she's just like, yeah, I did it.
She tells everybody to like leave, not get involved, and then Luffy is like, all right, and just I'm gonna go to bed now, and just lays down in the road.
He just falls over.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so here's the deal. We talked about this at one point, at One Piece one point. I think Luffy is very good at reading people.
Yeah, he's very
despite
like
being a big dumb idiot.
he's very empathetic.
Yeah.
Like he understands how people are feeling. I think he can look at somebody and know the truth of their character immediately.
Yeah. Which is why he's good at picking his crew.
Yeah, he's very good at picking his crew. He's like, that's the one.
That's why he gaslights them into being on his
He
crew.
knows inherently that Nami is good people.
Yeah. And so when she's telling him, like, get off the island, like, I'm just a pirate, fucking fuck off, like, he's staring at her, and I think he's just calculating.
Yeah.
So then he's like, instead of just trying to fight against her, he changes his tactic, and he's like, fine, I'm just going to lay down.
Yeah, I've made notes of it. Like, Luffy is already as his character. I don't know how his character develops. Probably not that much. I'm guessing he gets new moves.
Sure. I mean, we saw that, or we will see that soon.
It's like,
He's like, I just came up with an idea for a new move.
and I do think I like Luffy more than I like Goku.
Oh.
Like, I like a Goku, but Goku is he pushes back against everything.
Yeah.
He is like, I need to punch things to, like, conform to the way I want everything to be. Right? He's a force of nature in a way that Luffy is like, I'm going to coexist with the world and I'm going to move forward. If there is, like, something bad, like that I deem bad, that's hurting the things that I think are good, I'm going to kick the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, he's like, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. I'm just going to, like, let them go at their own pace. And when they're ready, they're ready. Like, he's like totally zen.
I agree. And I think he's like thinking about that in the moment. I think when he decides to fight, he stops thinking, and that's what gets him in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's like a tactical genius. I think he comes up with good moves, but he's just like...
Yeah. I think he's calculating in his relationships, but he's not with his anything else.
Yeah.
Or at least in gathering crew members. Are we dissecting One Piece to an unhealthy degree? Yes.
I like thinking of the comparisons too. Like Dragon Ball is like the father of this kind of genre. Maybe there's probably other ones, but I know there's like Baki and JoJo, I think predated or something, but yeah, like clearly this and like Naruto are like taking from Dragon Ball to some extent in the way that's structured, but yeah, it's just interesting. I like Luffy. Luffy's really like winning me over in general.
Marines are coming to quote unquote save the day. But they say something about just coming to like take the island for themselves. They shoot a cannonball directly at Arlong.
Like pinpoint accuracy
on his face, and he just catches the cannonball in his mouth and crushes it. I just said those jaws are terrifying.
Arlong, much like Luffy, is not forcing things. He just kind of sits around and lets things happen.
He does.
I wonder if it's because he's got anger problems.
Maybe.
And he's just trying to like... It would be very funny if he is just like doing the like count to 5, breathe in, count to 5, breathe out constantly, trying to ground himself.
Flash over to the Marines ship. They spent a lot of time creating this character named Commodore Purin Purin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unique... It's a whole unique look, and then they just fucking kill him.
Chew like is like, I'll go deal with it, jumps up, shoots him with water out of his mouth, and I was like, oh, he's dead. And then he gets back up and is like, oh no. And then they just put them in a whirlpool.
Yeah, just murder them straight. Yeah.
And move a reef.
Hachi just
a coral
moving a
reef in front of the ship just to make sure they're definitely dead.
Yeah. And I don't remember who said it. I think it was the kid. Or it might have been Najiko, but it was just like, they were just like, dead. You're right. And so is hope. The kid said dead, and then Najiko was just like, "You're right, and so is Hope," and
my
I
God.
died. I was like, "What a line! What a
Melodrama
fucking line.
Island. There's a really important characterization thing for Arlong here, where he's like, "I always keep promises when they're related to money."
Yeah,
so we can
and he says always.
always,
Yeah, that's
never would break a promise.
No, that's way different than what he said earlier.
We find out Usopp is totally fine. He just
Yep.
shows up, explains that Nami didn't stab him; she stabbed her own hand, which is why she had her Michael Jackson glove on before.
Yeah, like dust in the wind, Big Bros Johnny and Yasuko just
Yeah.
disappear.
They're like, we're not going to die for this, which means they walked about 10 feet, then beelined it into the woods behind a log.
Yep.
Because, well, I don't know if we find out this episode or not. What was it? Nami steps in. Everyone hates Sanji. Nami goes back to Nachiko's house and just fucking destroys the place. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, she breaks a window and smashes, like, wine bottles and stuff. Like, this town's struggling. Like, I don't know.
She's dealing with a lot of emotional issues here.
There's, like, trees outside you can hit with a stick. I don't know.
Those are important trees. That's Bellemere's orchard.
Oh, you don't have to hit those trees. There's other trees.
Whatever.
I'm
Anyway,
just
it's
misplaced anger.
Usopp gets fucked by being in between Zoro and Sanji.
Oh yeah, he like runs up and they're about to go at it and they're oh god, what is it?
Like, did Nami do this to you? And they're like, no, that was me.
Yeah. Luffy's like, are you okay? They're like, Usopp's alive, or at least I hope he is after this.
Yeah. Najiko is talking with Nami, and she says, "You smiled with them. That's rare for you."
No, you never smile.
Yeah. Then we have a clip show of things that the crew did that we didn't actually see.
Oh, is that this one or the?
Yeah, it was this one.
Oh yeah, yep. I wrote Nami recalls a bunch of things that didn't happen. It's like you've seen Community, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The bottle episode where they reflect on things that never happened in the series.
I've watched enough cartoons to know that poking a hole in the back of a raft makes it go faster.
That happens. Colonel Nezumi shows up again. He's the rat man.
He's the rat mouse boy.
We did see him earlier. I don't think we mentioned it. He's like got a deal with Arlong.
Yeah.
He's a dirty no good rat.
He's one of those Marines that is, yeah, he's got the deals with one of the 7 warlords being Arlong, so they get a cut. And we hear the name Bellemere.
Yeah, we see an image and she's got some cool hair.
Yeah. So, we'll find out next week who Bellemere is.
You know, actually, we're going to find out immediately and we're going to talk about it, but you guys have to wait another week.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's beautiful because we're about to play What's Going On in One Piece in the Future.
All right. I will post this to Twitter. What the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Okay, this appeers to be...
Okay, so Luffy is wearing some sort of robe with a head wrap around his hat.
It kind of looks like he repurposed a convenience store bag, like a plastic shopping bag.
Yeah.
And he's standing on a giant scorpion.
Oh, it's a scorpion. For some reason, I thought it was a lobster, but I was zoomed in. It's definitely a scorpion.
Yeah, it's got a big scorpion.
It's definitely a scorpion.
This is episode 372.
Oh, wow. 372.
372. I don't know how
saying
far.
372.
372.
I'm going to say this is episode
This is going to happen like the next arc.
420.
Are those your final answers?
Yeah.
Mike, you're closer. That is from episode number 100.
100.
Wow.
Oh,
I
man.
can't wait for Scorpion.
That's like
Yeah.
attainably close.
Episode 100.
I tried
Scorpion.
to put
King.
it in something reasonable, and I'm trying to keep them just as vague as possible.
Yeah.
So Luffy's standing on top of the back of a giant scorpion. I'm like, this gives no information.
He looks so excited to be on top of that scorpion.
How do I label this on Twitter?
Just do like episode 7 of Fun Piece Podcast. I don't know, Matt. What is this? All right. Well, there we go.
What do we call this segment? The What's Happening in One Piece?
Yeah. Guess what's happening in One Piece? Hey, everybody. You should tell us on Twitter what we should call this segment.
It's official that it's Guess What's Happening in One Piece from episode... Live tweeting now.
Live tweeting, everybody. This episode's going to be... This episode 7, is going to be up tonight. Probably within the hour. So if you listen to this by 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, maybe you'll be a Twitter follower.
We didn't actually guess what's happening. Do you think he tames the scorpion? Do you think that's the new crew member in episode 100?
No, episode 100, no way. It looks like, if you look in it, it looks like it's like a divot in something. So I feel like it's... I think they're on like the beach or something like that, and he like fucking just like asteroid divots like crater into the sand, and then it reveals a scorpion, and he's just like, he gets thrown down, it reveals a scorpion, he's on the back, and he just goes, "Hey guys, look, a scorpion," and then like moves on.
It's like Usopp has been stabbed by it 30 times. This is the beach episode in a show about beaches.
I really hope this is the roller derby arc, because it's like very confusing.
Oh man.
Anyway, we're gonna head on over to email.
Should we just do one email and then another one for next episode?
Sure. Let's do one email. This is one we got a mysterious email from this person a couple episodes ago, Lloyd Sheffield. And it's just one sentence.
Okay.
It just says, "Luffy is anime Inspector Gadget." And I don't know what that means.
I mean, he can only do stretchy arms.
And I guess he always has to say gum gum before he does something.
Oh, yeah. So it's like gum tooth.
Yeah. Instead of like, so it's like go gadget this. And he's like gum
have my niece solve a crime. Is Nami Penny? Is Usopp Brain?
Oh, Brain. I was just trying to remember the name of the dog.
I don't know why I know that.
Is Buggy
Dr. Claw?
Dr. Claw? Find out next week.
We're not going to come back to this. What are you talking about?
I already know what the next screen cap's gonna be.
All right. Oh, well, everybody. Do we have anything else to talk about? I don't know. Follow us on Twitter now. We're on Twitter now. Fun Piece Podcast @ Fun Piece Podcast.
And we'll have an Instagram later. I'll post about it on the Twitter.
There's
no world where I keep up with both of them, but
that's fine. Maybe we can split the needle or
share the load,
split the hairs.
And
next week's on Tuesday. So the next week's episode will come out probably on Monday, and then the next day will be
on Tuesday. I'll be streaming.
Yeah, Tuesday. Mike will be streaming One Piece games.
Yeah.
On Twitch.
At least like a couple PS2 games. They all seem to be fighting kind of games.
Cool.
Which is predictable.
You're good at those.
It can be. These are like Power Stone. Do you know what Power Stone is?
I have no idea what Power Stone is.
That's a normal response.
All right. Well, maybe next episode you can tell me about Power Stone.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you got an inquiry or you want to tell us you like us or you want to say mysterious, strange things to us, send us an email at funpiecepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Follow us at Fun Piece Podcast on Twitter. Tweet at us. Show us your best One Piece pornography.
And then we'll post about the podcast and that in the subreddit that we did not make. That we made the name of our podcast and now it's there.
Gonna hijack it.
Yeah. Everybody
slowly but surely.
We're taking over. We're taking over the subreddit. Also, we might make, I don't know, we maybe someday we'll make a thing. things are hard. Maybe someday we'll make a Discord or something if enough of you listen.
Oh,
we can
I
all
thought you were
chat
gonna say,
about
like-
One Piece together.
Yeah. That way, friend of the show, Lloyd, can
Lloyd Sheffield.
hijack that one.
Yes. Anyway, thanks everybody. That's the podcast. And then
How we do like
da bam scamp bam 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 scamp bam bam.
I don't know that came through. I don't think this song does that.
It definitely did. That was my new take on it. The scat man. Bye.